So, I'm working on this top-down shooter thing. How did I get here? The meeting went something like this. Finished my first game? Let's do it again, but better. So, I got to making some art. I drew this dummy. Someone requested that I call him Bert with a lowercase b. So this is Bert. Everyone say hi.
You will drown in your own blood.
Then for some weapons. First up was this staff. Next was a Car 98. It's not perfect, but it'll do. Most of these were pretty normal things. Let's make something crazy. With the perfect advice from the voices behind the dumpster, we came up with a throwing star cross thing with a scope. It's not fully implemented yet, but the plan is a single shot weapon that smites the enemy with the holy grace of God. Kinda like a holy hand grenade, but it's a throwing star that requires a scope to throw. Next, I 100% stole a pump shotgun sprite from Google and morphed it into a rocket launcher of sorts. Like I said, perfect advice. If any of you question it, I'm supposed to use the throwing star cross thing with a scope to split you in half. I drew a pretty bad floor next. It's supposed to look like the tiled floor of a lab. As I said, it's not great. Following this, I created the project in Unity and imported all the sprites that exported correctly. Except Bert. I could not fix Bert. The gray rectangle on his face just adds character anyway. Makes him look strange. First thing I did was get a dot moving around, but we don't talk about that. The first thing I did was get Bert's animations created. I created an idle and a run animation. Next, I wanted this game to use lighting to discourage the player from going near the edges. So after importing Unity's 2D light renderer, I think I have this pretty cool environment. This was about the same time that Bert started moving. I think he's self-aware. I synced up Bert's animations and his movement started looking kinda normal, except he always faced east. He walked backwards if he was moving west. This only takes like 2 lines of code to fix, so as one does, I never fixed it. It just has yet to annoy me yet, I guess. Let me know if it annoys you, and I'll do nothing about it. Or I might. Next, I hooked up the weapons and created the weapon script. For a while, I was having issues with the projectiles going straight up. It had to do with the way I was calculating the spread of the weapon. I ended up just rotating the projectile after it was instantiated. I designed the script to take arguments like cooldown, burst, and inaccuracy, so I could easily reuse it for other weapons and tweak the variables to fit each weapon. This allowed for some shenanigans involving setting those variables to extreme values. The projectile's glowing effect kinda stacks, creating this blinding ray of death, and Bert just stares directly into it like the Chad he is.
I'll consume your soul for a midnight snack.
My next task was enemies, which is why I decided to take a break and make this video. I should mention that to make this, I'm following along with a course on Udemy by Blackthronprod. Check him out, he does some tutorials and other interesting stuff on his YouTube channel. Anyway, that's it. Subscribe if you'd like to see more. I'm legally required to say that by the unyielding power of the YouTube algorithm. Later, nerds.